You don't mind being wrong. You don't mind being a bit blind like this. It simply is that which is. You accept it that way. Wrap your arms around that which is, my friends. Learn to love it. You'll be well paid, but we don't do it for that, of course. That would be mind. We are not that. We just have one of those. We're getting the distinctions straight, and we love it. It's just great. It's a lot of fun, really. This is all of a piece with recognizing that we are all, most of us unknowingly, telepathic. We are all very successful telepaths. We do it all day long, every day. Well, that's a shock. When you first hear it, first recognize the possibility of this, you feel invaded. Your sense of privacy's been pierced. It's a shock. Well, we do get over that. With humility as our ally, our friend, we can simply recognize that our mind's model of reality wasn't quite straight. It had an error in it. No big deal. Now our model's been corrected for that. We reap the blessings of this as we go on, if we're humble, that is. Arrogance is brittle and doesn't take well to such shocks. Leave it behind. Recognize it's just mind. That's not you. Moving on. Our senses are opening up much wider than they were able to before, and that's what's going on here. No big deal. No terrible shock if we're in heart. Do you see? When we find our beingness there, in the heart of us, everything's seen as beautiful anyway. Even our mistakes are seen as blessings this way. It's amazing. Minds can't see this. Don't even try. Be in heart with me here. If you'd fly, if you'd soar, in this space, that's the divinity that you really are. It takes nothing from God that you should partake, should participate in this divinity, you know. Have no fear of that. Just stay humble in heart. You'll be fine. God is neither jealous nor angry nor any such nonsense. Those were ETs setting that example while calling themselves divine. I hope you can see this. If you're in heart, then maybe you can. Mind may freak out, and I can't help you with that. Each one must sort this out for herself. It's your path, it's your life, not my own. You're in charge. Sovereign being you are. And it's not always so easy being sovereign, I know. It puts responsibility back on you when you'd find you'd rather put it out there on others, on institutions, political parties, on churches, on saviors, on other people. The list goes on. Underneath this, you will find, or I did, the victim consciousness. And it will surprise you, I bet. I know it did me. Anytime we put on another, anyone outside of the self, any aspect of sovereignty, we've betrayed ourself. Higher self shoved aside, the blame put on someone else, not taking responsibility for our own life, for all that manifests here, that is self. We need heart vision for this, I admit. No mind will ever see this or see it properly. Mind is great at thinking it sees things, at trying to convince us that it does, but it can't. It really helps you to know and to accept that mind can't do this. Don't hammer that circuit closed when it needs to be soldered. So you see, or you will, that it's just plain hard sometimes facing what comes up. It gives us an attitude, a reality adjustment. It's meant as a gift, but it's a gift that brings hurt in its wake necessary hurt. And that's the hurt of growth, of expansion out into light. We will rejoice about these things later with that famous 20/20 hindsight we all have. Living from heart, though, we begin to be able to trust what happens. We begin to be able to see more and more how everything is designed for our benefit. And that doesn't mean that what happens on the surface is perfect, anything but. It's deeper, a good bit deeper than that, don't you see? The perfection's below, not seen by the mind. No, not seeable that way in the least. The mind is at the heart of our arrogance, and seeing that is most helpful. It's the mind that's always taking offense at things, arguing with what is, simply because it is. It's really quite silly, and heart helps us see this. Heart vision is the best thing for it. Heals what ails you, helps you step back. Of course, the trick is that you must step back first in order to have the heart vision, but that's okay. It all works out in the end. Part of what we're discovering is that we are simply not linear, the way mind is so sure that they are. Time is that. Time is dissolving, and this empowers heart vision. Thus, to find a this and a that, which seem quite opposite, can both be true in the same instant. It makes no mind sense, but you don't care. You see how it works anyway. You just know it does, and you're happy with that. You've made friends with the "I don't know" phrase. You call it your buddy in things, and it rescues you from much, helps you out. The mind cannot get you out of the pickle you're in. Why not? Surely you're beginning to see this now. It's because it's the mind that got you into it in the first place. Reliance on mind is what brought us to this place. Well, that's the good news when looked at this way. How is that? Because the solution's contained in the seeing of this. Just let go. Let your reliance on mind drop. It's really that simple. Be in heart, and then you'll see. Good day, and God bless.